Welcome to Serenity and Fire, the podcast where wellness meets grit. I'm your host, Krista Guagenti, founder of Panacea Luxury Spa Boutique. Join me as we dive into the intriguing world of biohacking, clean living, cutting-edge spa trends, and the hustle, grind, and grit of entrepreneurship. From my personal battles with weight management, infertility, and a 30-year journey to create and launch my dream business, to building a sanctuary for those who have been touched by cancer, I'm here to share real talk, inspire big dreams, and spark a passion for holistic living inside each and every one of you. So let's dive in. Welcome back to Serenity and Fire. This week is Independence Day, so I wanted to just take a quick minute to thank all of the men and women of our military. Your selfless bravery, dedication, and sacrifice to protecting our freedoms as Americans is heroic, and I know I personally can never express in words how grateful I am for everything that you have done for me, our fellow Americans, and our great nation. By the time this episode airs, the holiday will be over, but I will never stop celebrating you. So again, thank you for everything you have done for me and that you continue to do for our freedoms and for America. So today we're going to dip our toes into the very complicated world of hormones. There is so much when it comes to this topic and way more than I can ever possibly cover in just one episode. So we'll start with some basics today, and I'll plan to continue this discussion on future shows. I'll also look to bring on some thought leaders in this field to really dive deep into everything hormone related. But today, I want to start with testosterone. Probably like many of you, I always thought testosterone was something that only men needed to worry about. I never even thought about the fact that I might need testosterone supplements at one point in my life, and always thought testosterone was just something people took to bulk up their muscles. I already build muscle super fast, so bulking up was definitely not something that I was ever interested in at all until I hit my 40s. And my blood work showed that my testosterone levels were significantly low. I still didn't really think much of it until my functional physician clued me into the fact that this might also be contributing to lethargy, weight gain, and yes, my quickly depleting sex drive. I cannot believe I'm sharing this with you on a national platform, but here we are. And hopefully the information I share with you today will help you if you're also experiencing the same. In this episode, we'll talk about when testosterone starts to deplete, how fast it happens, and why it's not just a guy thing. As someone who's battled weight loss and built Panacea Luxury Spa Boutique to empower holistic healing, it is important to me to understand the impact of hormones on our bodies. As a result of not only my own experiences, but also the many stories I hear from clients, both men and women on a daily basis, I have quickly become acutely aware of how hormone imbalances can shape your energy, mood, and your overall health and wellness. Today, I'll break down the basics of hormones, zoom in on testosterone's role for both men and women, and answer when and how fast levels drop. Plus, I'll share practical tips to support hormone balance naturally and when to consider hormone replacement therapy. By the end of the episode, I hope you'll understand how to regulate your own testosterone and boost your vitality. So let's get to it. First, let's start with the basics. Hormones are chemical messengers that affect and manage hundreds of bodily processes. They're essential for life and your overall health and well-being, as they literally tell your body what to do and when to do it by carrying messages through your bloodstream to your organs, skin, muscles, and other tissues to coordinate different functions throughout your body. Hormones are produced by your endocrine system and some other organs and tissues outside of the endocrine system, like our kidneys, liver, and GI tract. They control metabolism, mood, sleep, reproduction, sexual function, growth, and more, kind of acting like your body's internal text messaging system. Understanding hormones is key to feeling vibrant, whether you're chasing vitality, fertility, or strength. At Panacea, we're always looking for ways to help our clients prioritize hormonal health, especially for our oncology clients, whose treatments can throw hormones prematurely and significantly way out of whack. My weight loss and infertility journeys definitely opened my eyes to how hormones like estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone can be disrupted by toxins like BPAs. Remember those toxins that are found in plastics, and PFAs, those forever chemicals that are found in things like nonstick cookware. Stress is also a major hormone disruptor, whether it is environmental, physical, or psychological. They all can lead to various hormone imbalances when we undergo prolonged or excessive stressors in our lives. As I've stated before, I really believe our high rates of cancer, infertility, mental health disease, and all of the significant health conditions that seem to be plaguing all of us are due in large part because we are literally flooding our bodies with toxins. Toxins are stressors on our bodies. We've talked about this a lot in my previous episodes, but I'll say it again here. One of the most disruptive invasions on our endocrine system is due to toxic and stress overload. That's why we have such an intense focus on using clean, non-toxic products and therapies at Panacea. Things like hyperbaric oxygen therapy, LED light bed therapy, and clean skincare products all help to minimize toxic overload and thereby support hormone balance, reduce inflammation, and boost cellular energy. There are over 50 hormones in our bodies that we are aware of, with the main ones being insulin, glucagon, growth hormone, thyroid hormones, and the sex hormones estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone. We'll eventually dive into these other hormones, but today let's focus on testosterone. As I stated earlier, testosterone is often pegged as the male hormone, but women actually need it too. In men, testosterone is made mainly in the testes, and it drives muscle growth, libido, energy, and mood. In women, it's produced in smaller amounts by the ovaries and the adrenals, and it supports muscle strength, bone density, libido, and mental clarity. A 2019 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that women with healthy testosterone levels had better mood, sexual function, and vitality. So let's talk about some of the evidence that supports testosterone's benefits, especially for women. First, it builds strength. A 2020 study in sports medicine showed women with higher testosterone had better muscle mass and bone density, reducing osteoporosis risk, which is critical to aging well. Second, it boosts libido and sexual health. A 2017 study in menopause found testosterone improved sexual desire and satisfaction in postmenopausal women. Third, it sharpens mental focus. Research links healthy testosterone to better cognitive function in women, helping with memory and clarity. For our oncology clients, balanced testosterone can combat treatment-related fatigue and mood dips, further supporting recovery. For men, these benefits are similar: more muscle, energy, and mood stability. But women often overlook testosterone's role in their vitality. At Panacea, therapies like hyperbaric oxygen therapy oxygenate hormone-producing glands, reduce inflammation, and enhance cellular metabolism, all to help clients feel stronger and more energized, while also helping to support healthy and more balanced hormone levels by improving overall bodily functions and mitigating some of the side effects that develop as a result of hormone imbalances in both men and women. So why does testosterone deplete? Aging is certainly a factor, but lifestyle also plays a huge role. Poor diet like processed food and sugar overload spikes our insulin levels, which can suppress testosterone. Toxins like those BPAs in plastics or parabens in skincare mimic or block hormones, speeding up depletion as well. Stress pumps out cortisol, which competes with testosterone production, while lack of sleep or sedentary habits can also tank testosterone levels. Cancer treatments like radiation can also deplete testosterone rapidly, especially in women, impacting overall energy and recovery. The good news is that you can show depletion and boost testosterone naturally. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Endocrinology found that reducing toxin exposure improved hormonal health, including testosterone in women with fertility issues. Before we dive into testosterone replacement therapy, though, I think it's important to consider all of the possible ways to balance testosterone and hormone health naturally. So what might that look like? First, eat testosterone-friendly foods. Prioritize whole foods, including lean protein and plenty of fruits and vegetables, and include healthy fats like avocados, nuts, and olive oil, which are building blocks for hormones. A 2001 study in the Journal of Steroid Biochemistry and Molecular Biology showed that a low-fat diet can actually decrease testosterone levels in men. And eating enough protein can not only help you maintain healthy testosterone levels, but it can also aid in fat loss. Data from the International Journal of Eating Disorders showed that constant dieting or overeating may actually disrupt your testosterone levels. Therefore, a nutritious, well-rounded diet based mainly on whole foods is definitely best. And you need to ensure adequate intake of zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D. According to a 2018 study in the peer-reviewed medical journal Nutrients, zinc-rich foods like pumpkin seeds or grass-fed beef can boost testosterone. DHEA is also something to consider. This is another hormone in our body that plays a role in testosterone production by acting as a precursor hormone. This means that the body can convert DHEA into other hormones, including testosterone. There are natural supplements available that can help boost your DHEA levels, so maybe something worth looking into. DHEA supplementation has been shown to be effective in increasing natural testosterone levels, particularly in women, younger individuals, and those receiving higher doses of greater than 50 milligrams per day. Some studies also suggest that DHEA can complement therapies like testosterone replacement therapy. The benefits of DHEA supplementation are still being studied, though, and research results are mixed. It may also increase the risk of hormone-sensitive cancers, so you want to be cautious. If you are considering DHEA supplementation, consult with a healthcare professional to ensure proper dosing and monitoring of your hormone levels. When it comes to other natural ways to increase testosterone levels, the second thing you want to consider is reducing those toxins. Swap those chemical heavy products for clean ones like Eminence or Arcana skincare that is offered at Panacea. These product lines are non-toxic products, and we even have an entire line of products that are certified as oncology safe. You also want to use things like glass containers to avoid those BPAs and get rid of those Teflon pans. Our free all-natural multi-purpose apple cider vinegar wash recipe, which can be found on our social pages, is a toxin-free multi-purpose cleaner for home and produce. This can help reduce the consumption of those endocrine disruptors, and you can use it as a cleaner throughout your house. Third, exercise smart. Strength training like weights or body weight exercises boosts testosterone in both men and women, which is another reason why I've started picking up heavy weightlifting. A 2019 study in sports medicine found resistance training increased testosterone by 20% in women. Aim for about 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. And if you are at Panacea, our athletic recovery package, which includes hyperbaric oxygen therapy, LED light bed therapy, and a massage, can help support your hormonal recovery post-workout. And then fourth, manage stress. High cortisol blocks testosterone, so try mindfulness or yoga sessions. A 2018 study in the medical journal Stress showed 10 minutes of daily meditation lowered cortisol levels, supporting healthy testosterone levels. Our contrast therapy, where you go back and forth between our cold plunge and our hot hydrotherapy pools, can also help reset stress levels and leave you feeling energized and invigorated. Fifth, prioritize sleep. Testosterone production peaks during deep sleep, so aim for 7 to 8 hours in a dark, cool room to boost melatonin and growth hormone, which support testosterone levels. A 2021 study in sleep medicine linked better sleep to higher testosterone in women. Our LED light therapy reduces inflammation and reduces stress levels as well, aiding in overall better and deeper sleep habits. And lastly, get out in the sun. Sunlight helps the body produce vitamin D, which plays a role in testosterone production. Of course, don't forget your sunscreen, because not only does it help prevent cancer and premature aging, but it also allows your body to experience all of the good benefits of the sun, including vitamin D production. So as we all now know, testosterone isn't just for men. It's vital for women's resilience, especially during menopause and things like cancer recovery. Now let's talk about when testosterone levels start to deplete and how fast that happens. According to a 2001 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, testosterone levels in men peak in the late teens to early 20s, usually around 700 to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. Then they naturally decline by about 1 to 2% per year starting around the age of 30. By age 50, some men may notice symptoms like fatigue and or low libido if levels drop below 300 nanograms per deciliter. The decline is gradual but can accelerate with lifestyle factors like poor diet, stress, or obesity. For women, testosterone peaks in our 20s, around 15 to 70 nanograms per deciliter, and starts declining in our 30s with a sharper drop during menopause. According to a 2014 study in menopause, that drop can be as high as 50% by the age of 50. Certain types of cancer and cancer treatments like chemotherapy can speed this up, depleting levels even faster, as seen in a 2018 study in Oncology Nursing Forum. For both genders, the rate varies. Lifestyle, health conditions, or toxins can make depletion faster or more severe. For me, when I first had my testosterone levels tested in 2014, I was 40, and my levels were at 33 nanograms per deciliter. In July of 2023, just 9 years later, my levels were at 18. We tried DHEA supplements, magnesium, and vitamin D supplements, which all helped some, but these things weren't enough to get my testosterone levels to optimal ranges. Today, thanks to testosterone replacement therapy, my levels are back into the 70s. My functional medicine physician, who is a little more aggressive than most physicians, would like to see my levels closer to 100, but understanding what levels are optimal for you is a discussion that needs to take place between you and your physician. Evidence that supports the safety and effectiveness of levels as high as 100 nanograms per deciliter are limited, so monitoring of side effects and other lab results, as well as awareness and communication with my physician, remains key. Side effects that can occur when levels of testosterone are too high include breakouts, hair loss on the scalp, increased facial and body hair growth, voice deepening, and menstrual irregularities. Other more serious conditions that can occur with levels over 70 include stress on the liver if taking testosterone orally, increased aggression or mood swings, negative effects on cholesterol levels, and disruptions in ovulation that can lead to fertility issues. Some studies suggest that high testosterone may also increase cardiovascular risk, but the evidence is mixed. My physician and I closely monitor all of these things with symptom trackers and quarterly blood work. I'm 50 now, so fertility is no longer a concern for me. I also now take my testosterone as an injectable, so liver concerns are also not an issue. My cardiovascular and lipid levels have remained in healthy levels, and I have not really experienced an increase in breakouts or hair loss. I have, however, experienced some increased hair growth in areas that I previously had lasered. I've really only seen this in the application site areas when I was using the topical testosterone. I just switched to injectable therapy, though, in hopes of a more consistent dosage delivery and also the elimination of the localized unwanted hair growth. So more to report on that after I've been on the injectable testosterone replacement therapy for an extended period of time. That said, my physician believes that as long as I am tolerating the therapy and my blood work is not showing any concerns in other areas that I mentioned, we're safe to strive for these higher levels. I've been on testosterone replacement therapy for about a year now, and we're slowly adjusting my levels over time. I have noticed an increase in my libido. It's still not to the levels that I experienced when I was in my 20s and 30s, but it is definitely much better, and that was really my main goal for going on testosterone. My husband is also on testosterone replacement therapy. His levels prior to taking testosterone were very low before he started treatment, and he was falling asleep at like 8 o'clock at night. He had no energy to work out, and his mental clarity was not as sharp as usual. Since he's been on testosterone replacement therapy, all of these things have changed drastically for him. And not to get too deep and personal, but I will say that his sex drive has always been very healthy, but the testosterone replacement therapy has definitely increased his libido as well. So lots of great benefits for both men and women. So let's spend a little bit of time talking about testosterone replacement therapy for women who have had cancer, because there are some concerns to think about. In general, testosterone replacement therapy can be a concern for women who have had certain types of cancer, particularly hormone-sensitive breast and endometrial cancers. In breast cancer, systemic hormone replacement therapy, including estrogen and sometimes progesterone or testosterone, is generally not recommended for women with a history of breast cancer, especially hormone receptor positive subtypes, due to a potentially increased risk of reoccurrence. Some studies suggest a higher risk of breast cancer in current users of estrogen plus testosterone therapies compared to estrogen-only therapies. In endometrial cancer, there's concern that testosterone aromatizing or converting to estrogen could increase the risk of endometrial cancer, as estrogen can influence endometrial proliferation. However, available evidence doesn't strongly suggest an increased risk of endometrial cancer with testosterone use, but more long-term studies are definitely needed. Some other important considerations include the following. First, individualized assessments. Decisions about testosterone replacement therapy for women with a cancer history should be made on a case-by-case basis, considering the specific type and stage of cancer, as well as individual risk factors and preferences. Second, benefits versus risk. The potential benefits of testosterone replacement therapy, for example, improved libido, reduced fatigue, must be carefully weighed against the risk of cancer reoccurrence or other side effects. Third, consult with your healthcare provider. It's crucial to discuss the risk and benefits of testosterone replacement therapy with healthcare professionals specializing in both cancer treatment and hormone therapy. Third, consult with your healthcare providers. It's crucial to discuss the risks and benefits of testosterone replacement therapy with healthcare professionals specializing in both cancer treatment and hormone therapy. And fourth, alternative options. Other treatment options for menopausal symptoms and low libido may be explored before considering testosterone replacement therapy, such as low-dose estrogen and sex therapy. And lastly, emerging research and different perspectives to consider. Some research suggests that testosterone may not increase the risk of breast cancer in women and could even lower it, especially when combined with an aromatase inhibitor. Studies have shown that combining testosterone with an aromatase inhibitor like anastrozole can prevent the conversion of testosterone to estrogen and may actually help prevent breast cancer reoccurrence in survivors. A recent study found that testosterone therapy in women was not associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular events or breast cancer. And some experts argue that the risks associated with testosterone replacement therapy are often overstated and that many women could actually benefit from using them. In summary, testosterone replacement therapy for women who have had cancer, particularly hormone-sensitive breast and endometrial cancers, is a matter of concern due to potential risks of reoccurrence. However, ongoing research is exploring the safety and efficacy of testosterone replacement therapy in this population. An individual decision should be made in close consultation with healthcare professionals after a thorough assessment of the benefits and risks. So when should you seek help? If you're feeling fatigued, low libido, muscle loss, or mood swings, test your testosterone and other hormones with a functional medicine doctor. Women should check free and total testosterone, as levels below 15 nanograms per deciliter may signal issues. Testosterone depletion starts in your 30s, but lifestyle can definitely slow it down even faster. Everything I've learned through my perpetual weight loss challenges and my struggles with infertility have shown me how toxins and stress could have accelerated my hormone decline. And when I discovered my testosterone was low, that was not my only hormone marker that was low. My progesterone, my DHEA, and others were also low, so I had to get serious about my health, and I have found that clean living and holistic therapies do really help. Unfortunately, I did not discover this as early in life as I would have liked for it to make an impact on my infertility. But now I know, and now I'm doing something about it, and you too can take control of your health. So before we wrap up today's episode, I just want to reiterate that I am not a medical professional and nothing I have shared today on Serenity and Fire is intended to make any kind of diagnosis or clinical recommendations. Everything I share is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, nursing, or other professional healthcare services. The use of information from this podcast is at the user's own risk. The content of this podcast and anything we talk about on Serenity and Fire is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with a healthcare professional before trying any of the things we talk about on Serenity and Fire. You also should not disregard or delay obtaining medical advice for any medical condition you may have as a result of anything discussed on Serenity and Fire, and you should seek the assistance of your healthcare professional for any such conditions. So if you're ready to boost your hormones, here's a challenge for you. Pick one testosterone boosting habit this week, like eating zinc-rich foods or doing a 30-minute strength workout. Share whatever you try on social with the hashtag Serenity and Fire and let others know how this small change made you feel. Also, check out our free recipe for that all-natural multi-purpose apple cider vinegar wash. You can find that on Instagram and Facebook at Serenity and Fire, and start reducing your toxins today so you can better support the balance of your hormones. Hormones, especially testosterone, are your body's foundation for strength and vitality. Small changes can keep depletion at bay and help you thrive in your health and wellness journey. At Panacea, we're here to help support that journey, especially for those touched by cancer, with therapies and products that nurture your body's natural rhythm. Okay, that's it for today's episode. Remember, if you want to start biohacking your way to better health, start at Panacea Luxury Spa Boutique. You'll save 10% on a hyperbaric oxygen therapy or whole body LED light therapy session when you book your first treatment using the code Serenity10. And don't forget to leave us a review and hit subscribe to the Serenity and Fire show wherever you get your podcasts. This helps us reach more people like you so we can spread the word of health and wellness to the masses. Until next time, keep balancing serenity with fire. I'm Krista Guageni, and I'll talk with you in our next episode.